Well. Guys, we're nearing things are like really
Apocalyptic.
apocalyptic. They're really kind of taking form.
Hmm.
Vishnu is taking its multi-yard form and said, I am become death, destroyer of worlds.
Every moment is highly meaningful, and
It
we
really
edge
is.
closer and closer towards the outer reaches of the universe. The more
The
that
outer
Vanderpump Rules,
darkness.
I feel like the world is gonna truly end like after the reunion. Like that is oblivion.
Or I'm like, is the world gonna fucking end before we even get to see the
It
episode?
might, honestly, it might. If anything fucked up me watching this reunion, murder
Yeah, we
spree.
better not go to
Yeah.
war with China before
If China
fucking
really wanted to like get super aggressive, they would fuck with the reunion of Vanderpump Rule. Like, right? That would throw Americans over the edge. If China and
yeah, that would be
Russia teamed up to destroy
no.
the Vanderpump Rules reunion,
They would they would literally there would be like a draft.
do you know like the Bravo moms and like Bravo accounts would form an army? They would draft their followers and they would literally sail across the sea, hijack planes, and go to war. That would be World War III. That would begin the end, which would result in like a nuclear apocalypse.
And then the world would become like water world where everyone's on
Honestly,
like giant flotillas.
nothing is scarier, and I believe that no one would fight harder than an angry
And
Bravo mob.
an angry
They're the
Bravo mob
soldiers that we've been
of
really
straight white women.
overlooking. Yeah, we've been overlooking them
Yeah.
this entire time, but they are like samurai level fighters.
Honestly, like it's a sleigh that they're doing BravoCon in Vegas a
I
little bit, and
simply
I'm kind
might
of
have to
like,
go.
you and I have to go, I think.
Well, also, well, I'm
Can we be
manifesting.
on a
I'm
yeah,
manifesting being whisked there.
on a
And
panel?
also, Erica Jane's Vegas residency, I am going to that. I already,
I
I'm there in spirit. I'm
I
astral
saw a
projected.
meme where it was her being a card counter, like a casino worker, and it was like Erica's Erica's residency.
I'm ready. I've
Yeah,
been
it's a long stint.
craving. I love nothing more. Now, after going to Katy Perry's residency, I love nothing more than descending on Vegas with a gaggle of gays and just tearing it up for one night only, and then get
We
seeing a diva and then getting in the car and getting back to the hellscape of Los Angeles.
we have to go.
Absolutely.
I want her to bring me on stage, and she'll
You
go,
guys could
"How many
do
fucks do you
banter.
give?"
You guys could riff together.
What if the three of us sang, "I did it my way" or whatever? What's the
She
song?
better
Shot
sing.
down.
Yeah. I bet she sings some Sinatra. It's like a full circle moment, kind of. And I feel like we actually invented her Vegas residency.
Well, I do think it's like she definitely got deprived of being Roxy, really, because of fucking COVID. And I think because
Hmm.
she knew the shit was about to hit the fan. So this is her real Roxy Hart moment.
It really is. I'm proud of her, honestly. Say.
Our friend texted Lara and I a few weeks ago and just said, Tom Girardi dead. And my heart literally jumped. And then he was like, "Oh, actually it's a hoax."
I mean, he could go any day now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um
Um,
I was watching this show on Amazon. It's so good. I have to recommend it. It's called Class of '07,
mhm.
and it has Emily Browning. She's been in a lot of shit.
Love her.
And the girl who was in the beginning of Smile, who like cuts her throat and like the first Smiler,
Mm-hmm.
and it's about a 10-year reunion for this all girls Catholic school in Australia, and then like an apocalyptic tidal wave like destroys the earth, and they're just stuck at their on the grounds of their school. So it's like Lord of the Flies, but like with 30 somethings,
That's
and it's
amazing.
really funny and really like very like Aussie humor and just cunty and like sweet, and I love it. I feel like you would love it because it's like Cascade vibes.
Yeah, I like that a lot. I want to like, I wanted and prayed that Yellow Jackets would be that for me, but it really has taken an American Horror Story turn early in the game that I was like, I can't. I can't with like a I can't do the like ghostly.
Yeah.
I just can't do like a weird deer horn energy that's supernatural. It's like not my aesthetic.
Simon said the same thing when we saw a giant billboard, and he goes, "What the fuck's with the American Horror Story vibe?" And I was like,
Miss me. I can't. I can't do it.
I mean, I love it's like it's an overwhelming amount of like queens in one show, but it's
It's
like
great.
I tried watching the first episode, and I was like, I'll follow through. I'm only really watching for like Juliette Lewis and Melanie Linsky, but I'm like the spooky like what is going on? Is it I thought it was
Sometimes
just
you
going to be them
don't,
being
yeah, sometimes you don't need to add spook. Like you can just have humans in, like human behavior is spooky enough as is. So like you put a soccer team crashed and stranded in the middle of the woods, like that's spooky enough. We don't need extra spook. Is just my
yeah.
take, but I also gave up like around episode 3 or 4. I was like, too spooky for me. And it also is
And
not
what
scary to me. So I'm like, unless I'm truly getting a little sweaty palms, I can't do it.
I don't know any of their names,
Me
but
either.
who's the woman Tawny Cypress who plays the like senator?
Hmm.
What's she's like a what's with her like having like sundowning into like a werewolf?
Oh, I didn't even know that that was happening. I can't, like, I'm not interested. This ain't Twilight.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
it's a
it's about to
Twilight
be because
American Horror Story mashup, and I just like I don't get down like that. I respectfully bow out.
it's about to be Twilight because they're doing a Twilight series now.
I
There's
know I
no
saw that.
literally they're doing a fucking Harry Potter show, which I'm like, what the fuck? That J.K. Rowling herself is executive producing, and I'm just like, what the fuck? Nothing. It's just they're just recycling everything forever.
Yeah, that's all there is to do right now.
We don't. I don't need to see Harry Potter again. It's a retelling of the same. It's literally just the same thing, just as a show.
I never saw it in the first place.
You never saw the movies?
No. They tried to show them like on movie night at boarding school, and I was like, fuck you. I'm literally 18 years old. I'm not a child. Get me out of here. I was probably like 19 at one point. I was like, why am I here right now? I didn't read the books. I'm saving them for if I get like a terminal illness and I need something to really put a pep in my step.
Yeah, the Harry Potter like our millennial Harry like the millennial Harry Potter kingdom of fans is very Disney adult.
Definitely.
I mean, I will say the first movie was yummy. It's sumptuous. A sumptuous feast, but it's not good. Emma Watson, it gave us Emma Watson.
We'll
Did you
never.
see her did you see her birthday post for herself?
No,
The caption was
I've disengaged.
the caption was unreal. It was like my entering my 34th cycle around the sun, and it was like lots of things happened this year, and like one of them is like, I invested in a crypto company. my nanny, my Grammy died. You know, just listing all these things that happened to her, and it's just like, you're a robot.
Yeah, she has like a Time's Up tattoo.
No,
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if it's a fake tattoo. I would hope so for her sake, but I'm just like, that told me everything I needed to know.
she has it on the
Goodbye. Goodbye, Emma.
goodbye, Rose.
Should we get into this episode?
Yeah, it's another long one.
There's so much to unpack.
Um,
It's a long ass up.
I'm Katie,
I'm Lady.
and you're
And you're
listening
listening
to
to Sexy
Sexy
Unique
Unique
Podcast.
Podcast.
Pump it.
Oh, birds. By the way, the song that played at the end, I believe, was in Mob Wives.
Cool.
Say what you want me to say. Remember?
It's not the main song.
No, but they've used it, I think, in Mob Wives before.
Okay, chic.
Me boy.
Renee's doing something recently on Instagram. Someone was like, she's offering some sort of service, like life coaching or something like that on Instagram. I'm like, I need this.
I'd take it.
I wonder what it
I
is.
like
Let
that
me see
she's
if I
just
can
leaning
find
into
it.
her airbrushing.
Honestly, I am obsessed with her airbrushing. It's a real move
It's
to
like
post only airbrushed photos and then every once in a while drop the real deal and then go back to airbrush. It's like, it's really, it just always throws me, but I love that tactic. No one else is doing it like she is on social media.
no, she's avant. She's like the vanguard. She's
Mm-hmm.
also just like, I love when she's like, all right, motherfuckers, you want to see the real thing? I'll show it to you.
Mm-hmm. She's like, here we go. And I'm beautiful. I don't even need the airbrushing. So fuck off.
I'm
And
my
then she goes
father's
back
daughter.
to a full, like, fictional face. It's amazing.
She goes back to the magician's assistant.
It really is. She's telling body stories that I never have seen before.
Something's going like she's really channeling, and I'm obsessed with her.
Wait, she's written an erotic novel. Hold, alert the
Really?
press.
Wait, we need to do a
She
live
wrote
reading.
a novel called Playing with Fire.
Oh,
Wait, listen to
I
the
think I
description. This is
okay.
incredible. Rain Grazzi is no stranger to dangerous men. Her whole life they've been there, grandfathers, uncles, cousins. She knows the difference between people who make the rules and those who broke them, but she has no idea why someone might want her dead. Nick Vitelli is handsome, sophisticated, and an assassin. He doesn't know who hired him to take out Rain, but after they meet and sparks fly, he vows to protect her, unless it's really him they are after. Thus begins Playing with Fire, a sexy thriller by Renee Graziano, star of VH1's hit show Mob Wives. The author knows this lifestyle firsthand. She is the daughter of one of the most famous mobsters of our day, with an ex-husband now in witness protection and a trail of connected boyfriends a mile long. I need to see the reviews.
Rain Grazie. I'm obsessed with Rain Grazie.
Rain
Wait,
Grazzi.
that sounds good.
People really love this. It has a 4.2.
I'm gonna read it.
Wow. Okay, I'm fucking reading that. That's amazing.
Even though
Good
Renee
on
unfollowed
her.
me on Instagram, I want to support her still.
I know. You just gotta let her do her.
She still
Muder.
follows you.
Does she?
Yeah, I checked.
I love that. She's a real one. She knows where bread is
Yeah.
buttered.
Rain
She's a woman
Grazie.
supporting women. That's all what we need to do, band together in this economy.
This episode is playing with fire.
Okay, wait. I have a theory after watching this episode like a couple times. I'm like, I didn't realize that the Tom and Raquel stuff would be actually teased in the season. I thought that
Yeah,
it was just like going to be focused on Schwartz and Raquel the whole time. And then that was just a bombshell revelation. But now I'm thinking that people got really strategic about all of the rollout and hype and PR
yeah,
to like get viewers back on the phone. And I'm not mad at that, but I just do feel slightly manipulated, I have to say.
yeah. I also I think that is definitely possible and probable. I also think that they went back and like found B-roll or stuff just after the Scandoval broke to splice
Hmm.
into these newer episodes to focus more on the Raquel stuff.
Yeah.
Because it's some of the stuff felt like sort of like unaired, like that would have been unreleased footage,
Yeah, I would
especially at
have
the end
played
of this
second
episode.
fiddle. Yeah, to like
Yeah.
the other A storylines.
I just have to really give it up for Allie, eagle-eyed reporter on the Allie on the beat. She's
Allie's
Saul Goody Proctor.
coming for Sheena's wig a little bit, but she's
Hmm.
she's Sheena's reporter in training
She's an apprentice.
because Scheana
Um,
is never not on the beat. She was on the beat on
no,
Watch What
Sheena's.
Happens Live. I was I was like, this woman
Oh,
is a star. She slays the game and she was just like on fire. And she was
really?
kept doing this. She kept doing I'm so crazy face and I was obsessed with it. She did it at least 5 times. I was like, go off.
Did she confirm or deny that she beat up Raquel?
She goes, well, I didn't punch her. She was there. Let's just say there's a difference between a punch and a shove. And I was like, Scheana, you shouldn't say that you shoved her on live television, but do you? And she did throw her phone. And I have to
Does it?
say, her hair is has never looked better. It's so shiny. She got like
Mm.
a kind of a warm honey, like it's brunette, but with like a tiny touch of warm honey highlights. And I was like, this is really everything's working. Like she is emerging Queen Supreme.
I mean, that's what happens when you live by the sea.
That
Your
ocean
hair just
air
gets voluminous and saltwater infused.
filtering in through the windows of her Marina Del Rey abode.
Does Andy love her?
I think so, but I think he's like a little bit
Shunked.
shunked by her and scared of I get a sense that he's like scared of her energy, as he
I
should
saw
be.
this. We got tagged in this post that was like, or I got sent maybe a direct message
A
of
direct
Scheana.
message.
Scheana was doing some like low budget web series before she got big, where she was like covering like the do's and don'ts of dating and like red flags, and it's very like Russian propaganda TV. It's like it
I've
looks
seen that.
she has,
Hmm.
and her brows are like you've never seen brows like that. And she's talking about like red flags and men and all and it's just like it's apocalyptic, and I love it.
Yeah.
She's been on the beat.
She's been on the beat hustling for decades, and now here she is, star.
So the episode sort of everyone's back in fucking in their Mendocino Farms houses
Yeah.
post
James,
Mexico.
Scheana and Brock are writing thank you notes for the wedding, and James and Allie are like unpacking, I guess. And James is like, my back still hurts from the plane. I love him like having physical ailment. Like James Kennedy aging into like back pain from a plane really struck me. I was like, we are one in that way.
I really love him.
I love him so much. He's hilarious.
And
Raquel,
he's he's so sweet. Like I really think deep down he's like I mean, I'm sure he's also terrible, but I know deep down he has like a sweetie heart.
he has a beautiful heart.
and I want to like give him a hug.
Hmm.
But he'll go, mate,
Raquel,
mate, no, 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 mate.
no, no, mate, don't touch, no touching. Love you, mate. Keep going.
Look,
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, sober. That's great. Oh, wait, I got a little Aussie in there, but it's okay. Raquel's having a photo shoot on the side of the street with Charli, which I guess is like some social media content. But I was just like, imagine having your friend like go out to the side of the road to
in
take
Beverly
like,
Hills.
I don't know where, but I was like, this is something I likely would have to have a lobotomy in order to feel comfortable putting a friend through. That's why you like get a significant other, so you can torture them and make them film you.
I think they're in like that weird grassy knoll on the side of South Santa Monica
Hmm.
Boulevard, like going towards Century City.
That makes sense. Katie
She's like,
goes
"Is this
over to
going to be for your Hinge
Schwartz.
profile?" And Raquel goes, "Maybe, maybe.
Maybe, I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, we'll see."
Katie comes over to pick up the dogs from Tom Schwartz's vertical blinds
Pig pen.
apartment, and he's like, I'm so goddamn stressed out, like blah blah blah, the restaurant, blah, blah, blah. And she goes, that sounds awful, okay, bye. And I was like, the power, she's taking it back.
Yeah, she took back the night, and I was really proud of her. And I
Me
was like,
too.
"That's how you fucking do it. You leave him. He was pulverized. He was surprised." Because when she first came over, I was like, "No." And then
Mm-hmm.
she gathered the dogs and just left. And he was legit shunks. He was
He
shook.
was. I was watching and I was like, Katie, Katie, I'm keeping my eye on you.
It set him
She,
off. I think he spiraled a little after that.
it's good. Push him to the brink of psychological destruction, and he will have no choice but to rebuild and rise from the ashes.
I also think that she was like, I have to get out of here because it smells so bad. So she probably was like not breathing. So she was like, yep, okay, bye. And then as soon as she stepped out again,
It's like his
smelly, smelly.
apartment smells like old coffee,
Oh,
dogs,
stop.
gym socks,
Socks.
and kind of mildew.
I don't think
I'll
the apartment
bet.
has windows.
I don't think he ever opens them.
Oof.
He calls Sandoval and then is like, Katie came over. She didn't really talk to me. Like, what the hell? And then he keeps saying, I did nothing wrong, which truly enraged me to a point where I was like, this man deserves to be punched. I was like, if I saw him, I would go full Danielle Staub. How about a
How about a
punch?
punch?
Yeah. And he's like,
um,
Katie's more mad about this than when I actually cheated. And I'm like,
you're
that's really
fuck
sad.
you.
And that's a sign that she's finally grown some bowls and created some boundaries. And
Yeah.
then he goes on to say that he wouldn't care if Sandoval and Katie got married tomorrow. And I was like, you don't love this person. You
No.
like literally do not care about this person. All you care about is that they stay like subservient to you or like under your thumb kind of emotionally, or that you can like get a rise out of them, but you don't. That's that's something you say if you truly like just don't give a shit about someone. Like it wouldn't bother
No,
you.
he wants mummy's milk once in a while, but otherwise
Hmm.
he's like just wouldn't care if she fell off the side of the earth.
Yeah, he'd be like sad
And
that
when we
she's
get
not
that
around anymore.
hmm, when we get that flashback later, I was truly like, oh, he's an abusive person.
Hmm. Has constantly undermined her and cut her down over and over and over again.
In
And I'm
front of
sad
people
that
too.
she, what?
In front of people. Like blatantly abusive, just telling her, shut up, Katie. Like that is in front of like your group of friends.
Hanging out with like a couple like that, or a couple whose vibes are
Oh,
so obviously bad, is one of my most uncomfortable situations. Like I'd rather be locked in like solitary confinement for 23 hours than have to like spend 1 to 2 hours with a couple that is like in the midst of like a toxic relationship. I like to watch it on
it's a horror movie.
TV, but like when you're subjected to it, it truly is like I want to claw my eyes out and run screaming into the streets.
Well, it's also like you are a key ingredient to this like bizarre foreplay. You've been
Yeah.
roped into their weird sex game.
And you become involved because it's like they'll diss each other in front of you or like say things allude, and they'll like oftentimes loop you in to get on the side of the other one, or you might feel like, oh, I need to like defend this person, so like I have to say something about this. It's like it's just so awful. It's awful.
That's when you're like, okay, that sucks. Bye.
Yeah,
Pull a Katie Maloney.
when you're like, oh, I gotta
That really
go,
sucks.
bye, so good to see
Sorry.
you, thank you. Charli and Raquel sit down after her photo shoot,
Charlie
and
gives it real to her.
yeah,
I was really
she's
appreciating this. Charlie was kind of like, you're a dumb bitch for what you did with Oliver.
yeah, she goes, it was distasteful and disrespectful. Well, with what she did with Schwartz.
Oh, Schwartz, sorry. Well, she's like,
She goes,
I'm
it was
going on a date with
distasteful.
Oliver.
Yeah. And she's like, what you did was bad. And then Raquel goes, well, Katie came to a wedding she wasn't invited to. And then she was like, it doesn't matter. She told you that she didn't want you to make out with him and you did it anyways. It was just like, and then everyone cheered. It was just like bad behavior. I wouldn't do that to my worst enemy, she said.
You see Raquel's face too. She's like, damn.
Yeah. And then Raquel's like, I don't want to date him. But then in her confessional, she's like, well, if he said that he wanted to date me, I would definitely date him. And I was like, girl, you need help.
She's talking about Sandoval when she's saying that, I think.
I think she's kind of open to whatever at this
That's
point.
true.
What
Yeah, I mean,
really is freaky about her too is that like her standards of behaving are so backwards, because it's like she goes out with Oliver, finds out that like his wife, or finds out that he's lying and that like he's misrepresented his relationship with his wife slash ex-wife or whatever, baby mama. And then she's like, well, I can't be with you now because like you lied and I didn't know what the deal was. But yet, when she does know exactly what the deal is, she goes in like guns blazing, ready to like fucking suck her way to the top. It's really bizarre. Maybe she just likes to know. She just always wants to know.
that's her standard.
She'd feel
I
happier if
have to
he was,
know that
yeah, if he
I
was
have to
like,
know that you're in a full-fledged relationship and committed to someone and like living in domestic partners, and then I'll hop on that dick.
yeah, or like you're separated, but you haven't worked it out. But as long as I know that there's someone else that would be hurt by my actions, I'm fully down. But if you trick me and then I make out with you and then I find out later that someone is hurt by it, I don't like that. I want to know that I'm
Shame,
causing the maximum level of destruction.
shame on you for that. And you
I
didn't even
want to
stand
simply
up
must
when I
go.
left. Remember my podcast name for her podcast would be Hey. Today on Hey.
It's just me talking again. No one wants to podcast with me, so I must just do it myself. I would
Sandoval and her
listen.
should start one.
Can you imagine? They honestly should. People would listen just so they bank out. Something that haunted me was that Andy Cohen asked Scheana which Vanderpump Rules cast member has the least amount of money in their bank account. And Scheana goes, Rachel. And then laughed. And Andy looked scared. And I was like, I'm scared. I don't want I to imagine her being like broke and destitute after this is truly so traumatic. I do not wish that for her. I wish her wealth and success and staying on the fucking show.
I appreciate how you're always very concerned about like financial status of people. You're like it's very Susie Orman of you. But I
I'm
also
always watching
Raquel
Hila,
is
and
giving Fantine.
she is Fantine. She's gonna sell her teeth.
I dreamed the dream of time gone by.
She's Fantine
That's
right now in
her.
the insane asylum.
He spent the summer by my side. He filled my days with endless cum. He took my
His
my
stride,
20s in his stride.
but he was
Oh, but he
gone
was
when Scheana came. Wait, I'm literally
the
have
top
full body
song.
chills.
Can you imagine her and just she should
She's
do a video where
staring
she's
out the
singing
window.
that like around.
She should shave her head and get like fucking ripped. She'd look cool. Rock would look fucking cool if she went full GI Jane. She should emerge like a bodybuilder, shaved head from the insane asylum. Ready? Do you understand how freaked out everyone would be on that show if they didn't see her for months and she showed up day one filming with a shaved head and like cut up arms and abs, thighs that could crush a trash can?
Remember in Aliens, the sequel, when there's that one female Marine Vasquez who's like a total dyke and like is jacked as hell. Do you remember
It's been a minute. I don't even think
that?
I've
Okay.
watched Aliens all the way through. I was like a Alien one head, but go off.
Well, this is very that I feel like Raquel, she's still like super hot. Um, I feel like Raquel could lean into that
Yeah,
aesthetic, holding a giant
that's phase
minigun.
two. If I was in charge of like the Raquel comeback, like engineering it, we would move into phase two, which would be some bodybuilding, progressive overload, shaved head.
Steroids.
I don't think she'd need steroids.
Tigers run at night. I want her to sing that around Valley Village.
Hmm.
Build my deck. Okay. Um,
Two morons
yeah, so
sit in
Raquel
a restaurant.
Tom Sandoval has so much rage. Have you
He's an
noticed that?
angry man. He's a very angry man.
He's a very angry person. I think the Toms are both very angry men.
They're most frustrated, I would say, at themselves
Yeah, because they're old.
because they're old and they're both dumb. I think they're
Yeah.
both really, and I don't mean like just low IQ. I mean just like dum dums. They don't, they
They
can't
don't
rise to the
they don't have a sense
challenge.
of the world. They
No
don't have like a grasp on like yeah, their
reality,
EQ is good
low.
and bad.
Hmm.
Like they're charming, but they're very inept people.
They are literally like Los Angeles. This is what happens, I think, to like some mid hot LA guys that like find
Yeah.
some sort of taste of fame or riches, but it never really amounts to much. But then I think they realize they're in over their head. They like don't get it. I don't think Schwartz and Sandy's is going to be around for the long haul. I just don't see this restaurant like bouncing
No.
back. I don't think so. I mean, I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't wish failure on them, but I just don't think that this restaurant, having dined there 3 times now, twice, 3 times, I can't
Right?
remember.
It's definitely harrowing when Tom Sandoval is saying like, "I'm good with a B plus."
Yeah, I was like, that tells me everything I need to know.
Like they're just trying to expedite this opening for Schwartz and Sandy's, and Tom's like, "Dude, we just need to open it, even if we sell fucking potato chips."
Just open it. And I love when Brett, the manager, was like, well, you want to open it, then get in here and work with people and open it. And that really shut them both the fuck up because I truly believe that they are the type of people that don't actually put in the work, but they try and have everyone do it for them. And then they're like frustrated when it comes down to actually like the nitty gritty. Like Sandoval complaining he's so sick of like every little minute thing and nickel and dot. It's like, babe, that's seems like what the restaurant industry is. And like opening a restaurant is like that is the process of it.
It's also like, wow, way to aspire to mediocrity. Like it's
Yeah.
just he's like when artists, musicians go on stage, man, if they get a B plus, they're fucking psyched. It's like, well, you're neither a musician nor a restaurateur.
Yeah. This is
So
why you're Tom Sandoval, is because
yeah.
these are your standards. You are
Did,
consistently like a B plus is your A plus. You're never gonna get truly that successful, I don't think. He goes, nobody ever performs at an A plus. I was like, Beyonce performs at an A plus. Like, I've seen plenty
frick
of A
off.
plus performances, and I feel like we've even performed at A plus, like at our shows.
Dream big. I mean, try like even if it ends up being a B plus, at least you tried for like God, it's just he's so fucking lazy.
But B plus is also so Tom Sandoval and the Most Extras because at the end of the day, it is just a cover band, and that's
Yeah.
true B plus energy. To not even be able to
This
just write your own songs and perform them, and you sink that much money into like performing other people's songs live, you're B plus vibes.
sorry, babe.
Sorry,
B plus
babe.
forever.
Also, this restaurant, if you're a restaurant, you need to aim for an A plus because that's what keeps people coming back or coming in. Like,
Yeah.
no one wants to go
Also,
and pay A plus prices for C
no.
minus at best food.
Also, like, this is food. This is a health risk. Like, aspire to a little more, please. Set an example
Yeah.
for Schwartz because God knows he doesn't know how.
He's a lost cause. He is a lost shell of a man. I'm stressed at Sandoval being $1 million in the hole, potentially like losing his house and like his mother's pension is really dark to me.
Well, again, I say this like someone's personal life should not dictate like how their career like unless they're like abusing people, but like if someone has an affair, it shouldn't destroy their business ventures.
Oh no.
But there's a lot riding on what the image that he was putting out. So he screwed the pooch. This is his doing.
Yeah.
He
It's
couldn't keep his dick in his fucking pants or just be a bigger person and just say, Ariana, I can't do this. Like he chose to do this. His business is riding a lot on like this image of him being like, so it's ultimately his fault.
yeah, it ain't good. I don't
He's
love
a
it
big
for
dum
him.
dum.
His
No.
risk management skills are D minus.
Yeah, B plus that would be great.
Yeah, that'd be a win. No ho vibes. I love that
No way.
NoHo has replaced WeHo as like
I know.
the alt character. I was like, I didn't sign up for a NoHo. I didn't sign up for the NoHo resurgence, yet here we are. and I'm being forced into a place of like upscale vertical blinds, and I can't say I love it.
I think Sandoval's just going to keep going deeper and deeper into the valley.
Hmm. Next
They're
stop,
going to live out
Van
by like
Nuys. Yeah.
next stop, Grapevine.
Katie comes over to Sandoval and Ariana's house in a really insane outfit, but honestly, good for her at this point. Like, I feel like she's like the Bella Hadid of this show. Because I think that Bella Hadid has horrible style. I don't get
She
it.
does.
But like, Gen Z seems to really love it and respond to it and aspire to a Bella Hadid aesthetic. So who am I to judge? And I feel like Katie is just now Bella. There's no other
I excuse her
explanation.
beret.
It's fine. A leather beret and whatever you want to do.
She brings over assorted cheeses for
Oui, oui,
Ariana and
oui.
her to like, we
I've been
we have
to France.
espresso cheese. And Tom Sandoval's like,
Ooh.
congrats, man. You guys signed the lease. That's awesome.
He's so angry. So angry.
Oh, this probably fueled his affair because he was probably so jealous of Ariana.
Well, you also have to remember when she was going to do a cocktail book and then he was like, got really intense about it and then was like, I'm doing it too, and like glommed on. And the fact that she
Let
has
him.
this shope that's going to be, I think, do good numbers. I don't see how they, like, a sandwich shope is hard to fuck up. And especially now the odds are in their favor. So I think
Yeah,
shit's
I
about to
think
get
the
dark.
her like hero arc is like gonna help. She's
Andy,
also hooking up with some hot guy from New York.
yeah, I love that. Oh, Scheana had a lot to say. Well, Scheana was really like selling that point. Andy was like, what can you say about like this guy? What's his name? Like Daniel or something like that. He's like, what can you say
Yeah.
about Daniel? Ariana, the guy she was spotted just making out with recently. And Scheana goes, he is so great. I love him. And he goes, can you tell me anything else? And she goes, I love him. And I was like, Scheana, truly, I need her to have my back in this way too.
Spin doctor.
I love her.
Um,
So
but
it's,
he's like, yeah, man, congrats. And then they start drinking already.
I know there it's
You
like a
see, I have to
glass of
say,
rouge at like 11 a.m. I was like, whoa, what?
Katie's drinking a Dark Merlot.
I know, that's what I said. Glass
Oh,
of
a rouge.
rouge. Rouge.
I have to say too, Tom's demeanor is like he's like glowing and he's starting to dress more like childlike, like his with his like tie dye and like not. I say this as you're wearing tie dye. No, but the way
It's
he's
like
dressing is very
bodycon.
like Gen Z.
Hmm.
So I think he's like regressing.
Yeah, he's inspired by Raquel's like Gen Z youth. Is she Gen Z? Or is she like 30? I don't know.
She's like 26.
Okay.
She's like an
So
elder Zer.
when Sandoval talks also about their restaurant, he's like, yeah, they signed a lease. It's amazing. And it's like a small place. So it's like he undercuts it and tries to like play it down as though like somehow it's going to be a lot easier for them because XYZ. But it's like, no, it's probably easier for them because they made really solid like financial and business decisions around this venture. They weren't like, we have to go big, like start, they are starting small and then it can grow into something.
He doesn't know what
I'm
he's
just like,
talking about.
no, he doesn't know anything. I really think it's true that the Toms have no idea what they're doing.
I I was like fooled for a second. I was like, wow, they're smart businessmen.
I know. I really was like, good on him for getting out under Lisa's thumb, like starting on his own thing. And then I was like, wait, holy shit. Like, these two are crucially inept and should not be running a business.
It's Tweedledee. The Tweedles.
It's shonking.
Yeah.
And I don't think they deserve to fail, but they deserve to learn from their mistakes. And I think be a little humbled. They can file like
That's
bankruptcy
a
or some shit.
stretch.
It's fine. They'll be fine. They're two white
They're
dudes.
not going
Like,
to learn
how
a
bad can it
lesson.
really get for them? Can't really
That's
ever
true.
get that bad.
Two white straight men.
Sando goes, they start talking about Raquel, and Katie is like really pissed. She's like, she's a fucking whore. Like, here we go again. I love when Katie gets in whore mode, it's really incredible.
Whore.
Whore. And Ariana goes, she's not a whore. She doesn't do anything for money. And then Sandoval is like, starts really arguing about like the ins and outs of Katie and Schwartz's agreement. And like, it's so thin because Katie's like, well, we talked about this at length. We both decided like we wanted to be friends, and these were the boundaries like for us to be friends. And Sandoval is like, well, it seems like you decided that, and then he just agreed. And it's like, bitch, that's an agreement. If he didn't like it, he
Yeah.
should have spoke up, and then you can create a different agreement. But just because someone else decided and you don't have the balls to like disagree, like if you agree to something, it's still an agreement. Like what?
Yeah. I mean, again, all of he's literally fucking Raquel at this moment.
I know it's wild.
So he's like truly just everything he's saying. It's like you're disqualified.
I'm tense.
You have no, you have no. I mean, there was also an unaired footage of them in Mexico, the three of them in a hot tub nude, him, Ariana, and Raquel, and they're posing for a photo,
Oh my
and
god. Oh my
they're
god.
taking, and Ariana laughs, and she goes, "Oh my god, we look like a throuple." And Tom gives this look to Ariana, to Raquel, and where it's like just full of lust, and they're nude, and Ariana's like giggling, like she has no idea. It's
That makes
really
me
fucked up.
sick. That makes me
Yeah.
sick.
And
Oh
Raquel's
my
wearing those
god.
stupid white sunglasses.
We cut to Tom Sandoval is like Joe is over Schwartz and Joe, and we get like a brief glimpse of Joe, which wasn't enough, quite frankly. And it's like Joe be walking the dogs or like leaving the apartment, and as she leaves, Schwartz goes, "I fucking love you, Joe." And I was like, "Oh my god, like I can't with these two people." And
Love you,
apparently
Joe.
Sandoval says that Katie had been calling Joe and like texting her and leaving voicemails like after she found out that she was together with Schwartz. And I just am like obsessed with Katie going full trade me mode on on
I
crackhead
put
Joe.
I posted a video last week where I lowered my voice, and someone kept going, "Trade me." People
Trade
kept
me.
going, "This is trade me, boy."
Trade me
Trade
is
me.
real.
It
I'm
was it was giving Fatal Attraction, like the tape that Michael Douglas plays on the car. Play
mhm.
me, play me.
No, I'm haunted by trade me, but it's also really an effective way to terrorize people, and that is Katie's like strength
Mo.
is going full trade me on her enemies.
But Joe doesn't seem like someone that even cares.
I don't think Joe's flustered.
She's Kristen Dowdy's friend. Like she
She's Kristen Doughty's craziest friend, and which means she's even more unhinged with than Kristen is. So you know that Joe, like, trade me is the least of her worries.
also Kristen was at that wedding. We just
She
never saw
was.
her. Yeah, people, everyone, I was reading comments, people were saying that she was totally at that wedding. They just kept her like away from cameras at this point because she was still like blacklisted by Bravo.
Damn, that's fucked up. Kristen
Trade me.
Doty. Trade
She
me.
went, she went to Raquel. Trade.
My God, I would have died to be knowing Kristen's take on all of this, and like her involvement, I mean, would have ramped shit up to like fucking 20.
Yeah.
We're robbed once again, but hopefully there will
Rob
be a
fooled.
little sliver of justice in this world when she gets like time to say one thing.
Now I'm gonna start saying trade me for the rest of this recording. I can't.
It really is the
It's
most
the
effective.
it's the funniest voice you've ever done.
It says it all.
Trade
Black
me.
Phillip. Lisa swans into
Um,
Sir to rain terror on her employees.
the Toms are going there to meet with her,
She first
and
approaches the hostess and is like, "What's happening tonight?" And like does some witchy thing with her. Then she swans over to James at the DJ booth and she's like, "I heard Raquel's making out with everyone. That must be crazy for you." And James is like, "What?" And then she's like, "Sounds like you're very, very jealous of her." And James goes, "I'm not
then we,
jealous. I'm definitely not jealous. I'm not fucking jealous." And then I
and
was
then
like,
we cut to Raquel, and we see her. She's serving that night, and she goes, "Okay, who ordered the lasagna?"
I was like, prayers for their soul. Charli
And
going,
James goes,
"You should
"Oh,
get that."
she makes out with everyone. Peter, sweaty Peter, 6 hours into his shift, she'll go make out with him. Who's next?"
Good point.
Yeah.
If you're making out with
Jealous.
Peter, you are
Oof.
actually in a place of I'll make out with anyone.
Yeah. I mean, she will.
She will. No shame.
She'll
This
make
is the
out with
way
your
it is.
mom. She'll make out with
It's
your
when you
dad,
are, yeah, she'll go just run a train through your entire family, extended family, exes,
neighbors.
jurors. It's all
Great.
there. Treat me.
She sits down with the Toms. Let's talk about what's going on. Would you guys like anything to eat? And then they're like, "Well, we'll have some goat balls, some rock shrimp." I was like, "Oh,
Imagine. Charli also going, "You should get the corn ravioli. It's actually really good." I was like, I have eyes
boy,
on everyone's orders. I'm like, you better take some Pepto Bismol tonight.
poison."
Poison. You should try. I was like, you literally, okay, wait. I got like an energy healing session yesterday that was like incredible. And she like cut all these like cords. She removed a literal curse from me. I was
Who
like,
who put a curse on you? Oh,
an ex-friend of mine had put a curse on me. You don't know this person,
oh,
but you've never met this person, but this person put a curse on me. And this woman saw, she removed that. And then she was like, you might, she was like, you have to get out like a lot of metabolic waste. Like, so she's like, don't hate me over the next like 24 to 48. And I was like, that's fine. I'm ready to like shit my brains out. It's cool. Wouldn't be the first time. Certainly won't be the last. And like, I was like, how is this going to show up? I literally woke up this morning. All my sweat smells like Argentinian beef week. I literally am like beef sweats right now. And I think it's like just the moving of all of those, like, it's like clearing out something.
you
It's
smell
so
like a
sick,
Slim
but it
Jim.
reminded me of Sir. And when we were talking about Sir, I went to a place of Argentinian beef week. And then I was like, my post energy healing clear out.
Do you smell like a beef jerky?
No, it's like it's Argentinian
Ew.
beef week. It's not even
I-
old. It's like a beef.
I'm happy for you, but I'm also
No, it's sick, but it's
trade.
also a good sign.
I
Just
thought you were
getting
gonna say you woke
everything
up and
out.
you had a big diarrhea.
No. Oh my God. No.
Just sweat.
Not
She's
yet.
right.
Knock on wood. She was right. But I think my body's just like
Yeah,
removing
the
all
curse.
of that.
The curse of the werewolf.
True. It was a true curse.
Oh my god, that's scary. That'd
It
be a good
was,
movie.
I was like, wait, this person did curse me.
Like, yeah,
She put a curse on me.
she's a she, her.
Mm-hmm. And I
Women
know
on
that
women violence.
not women supporting women
Bad female friend.
is a bad female friend move. And I know that it was her, not only because of talking to this woman, but I know that she did, like, she was doing energy work at one point and like dabbling in like energy stuff, like energy work training. And I was like, she definitely put a curse
Wow.
on my head and
What if
it's
she
been
did
there
like
for years.
Santeria?
Hmm?
She did like Santeria.
She did something dark sided, but guess what, bitch? It's gone and I'm shielded and you can't curse me again.
I'm thrilled for you, and I'm also. I think this is going to be a good summer. Maybe
Me too.
this curse has been responsible for moments of unrest for you.
I think it's been a curse on like my confidence and like belief in myself. That's what it was. It was a curse. The curse was you will never believe in yourself. You will never truly believe in yourself. And I
Well,
honestly felt that.
hmm,
Not to get like
real.
real, but
You're about to have a
I'm
hot
just
girl
saying,
summer. You're about to
guys, be
get
there.
down.
I didn't even realize like there are curses out there. I thought that
I
that
think,
was just like a weird upsell that people did where they're like, they do a reading and then they're at the end, they're like, okay, now you have to pay like 80 extra dollars because there's a curse, but I can't do it this time. We'll do it next time is like always something that you're told to watch out for. But this was like all inclusive. We're going to cut cords and we're going to clear out and we're going to get this curse off
I
your
think people
fucking
can
head.
curse you latently without knowing, like unconscious curses.
That's more of a cord, I think, like
Okay.
tying like a cord, but like
I've
a
had a
curse
cord
isn't
severed.
intentional. Yeah, I
You're
know.
about to go on lots of dates.
So I felt so free and light and then woke up in a place of beef, and that's okay because it's temp, but it's just
From beef
over
to beef.
from beef sweat. And I was like, damn, it's Argentinian beef week up in this bed. I know it's so gross. It's
Sick.
so
But I'm happy
gross.
for you.
No, it's good. Ultimately,
Um,
it's a good thing. So Sandoval is literally Raquel comes over and the way he's looking at her, I was like, this man is obsessed. Even I feel like I would have noted that even if I didn't know that they were sleeping together. I would have been like,
well,
this is weird.
Lisa noted it.
She goes, you like this. Why do you like it so much? You're smiling or hmm.
She's
And
like,
he
well, she's
makes like
saying
a
you like
face.
that Schwartz and Raquel are having this like, but I really think she's saying Lisa had his number, I think.
Well, I think she's just picking up on like, why is he so into this? And the read was a little bit off, and it's just like he's into Raquel.
He's glowing looking at her. Like he's he's
He
grinning in a
wants to
way I've
eat
never seen
her.
him. Yeah.
Yeah.
He wants to consume her
He also
and
wants
be
to fuck
consumed.
her. I was kind of like a little bit turned on because I was just like, oh, find someone that looks at you like that, but just don't make it Ariana's man.
Raquel sits down and she goes, "So, what are we having?" Like you're on the clock, girl. Get back up
I'm gonna
there.
get in trouble. I gotta go put your order in. I was like, you don't really work here.
It made me so uncomfortable how obsessed Tom is with her. It's really that night is a big that night, and that night led to something,
Mm-hmm.
as we hear later.
Lala has the ladies over to her apartment. This felt this felt like elder ladies gathering to me.
It's very knitting circle.
It's knitting circle. It's also that Nancy Meyers movie where they come over for pie. Your
Oh,
favorite scene.
oh, Allie Wentworth, Mary Kay Place, Rita
Rita Wilson
Wilder's.
and
Oh
Meryl.
my God, a feast! 3 pies.
It was very that. And
Lala's just like, she's like, girl, I'd take this apartment feeling safer than that cold manor on Mulholland. I was like, damn.
yeah, I mean, that apartment's way better than that hideous house. That house
Yeah,
always, I was like, something's off about the exterior. I
it's
never liked
scary.
it. It's scary. And it has a pickleball court. Sick. Katie's back in her pumpkin head mode.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when I said, she's Bella, get over it.
Yeah.
And then I made peace.
That's kind of her comfort. Her comfort is putting her hair up in a little pumpkin.
Mm-hmm. Katie's also bringing her man out to Lala's birthday.
Yeah, so she's been sort of seeing casually this younger guy named
Satchel.
Satchel, which made me think of Ronan Farrow.
I know. And you know what? I'm like, I judged a lot just based on looks alone and clips from like this season on Vanderpump Rules. But after Satchel made his presence known in the later scenes, I was like, Katie deserves to be looked at lovingly, treated with affection, and you can tell that he likes her a lot, and that's good for her. And I think if he
He's
just
a
has,
fan.
he can have like a little bit of a different haircut that might suit him. He could stay long, but maybe just add some volume at the root wouldn't be so bad. But I'm happy for
He
her.
he seems like a real man. Like he has his shit together. He looks like
Possibly.
Constantine.
He is like a Constantine Morales. Maybe that's what she
He
needs.
looks like he looks like a mix of Josh Groban and Sigourney Weaver.
Yeah. It's a little bit lesbian energy, which I like.
Yeah, that's Katie.
It could go in a Timothy Chalamet direction, I think, with the right haircut. I just think this like
We got
Weird Al Yankovic hair is not gonna
he's
serve.
fully Weird Al.
But I think that the bones are there. And honestly, if at this point, if Katie's happy, I'm happy. And if she can like lay the
I bet he has a good
hurt,
dick.
that's what she says.
Yeah, she's like, I don't have to worry about him not getting it up. And I'm like, hell yeah, Katie. This episode, I'm like,
She's back.
she's tearing him
Continue
to
this
shreds.
energy. Yeah, continue this.
Me
Lisa's
talking about his
horse.
broken dick.
I know.
The
Lisa's
boys
horse.
they cannot get away from Lisa this episode. The Toms once again head over to Villa Rosa.
Lisa's horse, Baby Rose, has died suddenly. And I'm really sad for her and Ken.
I was sad too. Ken answers the door and they go, "How are you, Ken?" And he goes, "Not good. Been better." And he lifted Rose. She'd never been sick. She was only 6 years old, and he lifted her up and carried, which I'm like, damn, he's strong.
I
And
know,
carried
Ken.
her.
Wow, he really turns out when he needs it. He's like a mother lifting a car off her child. That's Ken in a miniature
Rose
horse
died in their
emergency.
bed.
Really? I
Yeah,
thought
that's what she said. She carried him to bed.
I think they took her to the vet in the bed of a car and she died on the way to the car.
Oh, I thought he like took
I
her
think that's
inside.
what she said. I don't think he carried her.
Well, maybe.
I mean, that'd be really crazy to carry a miniature horse from its like stable into your into your bedroom and lay it in your
I
bed.
wouldn't be surprised with Lisa and Ken.
Carry.
Let's talk about it. I could see them. Couldn't you see them inviting a mini horse into their bed? Be
No.
honest.
I don't think so. I think there's too much like straw and dirt on him. No, I don't think anyone, even the biggest animal, like I would not, and I love animals. I would not carry a dying miniature horse into my bedroom and lay it on top of my bed and then let it die on my marital bed.
I think I was just so harrowed by a baby horse dying that I like misheard her. If I speak. She died in our bedroom.
Well, we brought it into bed because we thought that was the right thing to do. And then she died in our bed, in their bed that they sleep in every
Yeah.
night.
Baby Rose.
Like on their silk, beautiful bed where they lay their heads to rest. They just had a horse die on there and then they're gonna just keep on living their lives. I really don't think that's what happened.
Where do you
If
think
they
they
did,
put
that's wild.
do you think they cremated her?
Probably. Lisa has a
Jeez.
pet cemetery in her property, so
I know, that's a big thing to bury.
I know, but I think that you cremate and then bury the ashes
Mm.
or spread them somewhere. So they're
She
in a
loved the
beautiful
she loved the
meadow.
meadow.
But when it cuts to Lisa in her like theater talking to Puffy, who's like up on the chair, my mom was watching with me and she goes, "What is that about Puffy?" It's like,
I mean, it's
that's a
hard to tell.
Pomeranian with, it's a Pomeranian, it has alopecia.
They become less dog, more something. It's a little talk about Pet Cemetery.
It's Cronenbergian.
Yeah, these things are not right.
Imagine your beloved miniature pony passing away suddenly and traumatically, and you're in the throes of the deepest grief you've ever felt. And then Tom Sandoval and Tom Schwartz come over to your house
They're such
to just
moochers.
ruin the rest of your life.
Come
Sandoval
in
comes
here,
in and
boys.
does a double kiss, like the most awkward. I was like, what?
Yeah, I hate it.
And then they just stress her out. They're like, we can't open. They get in like a fight in front of her. Schwartz accuses Sandoval of doing nothing, of like not doing any work that needs to be done, doing his weird band and like
That's
going to
rock
get a
bottom.
manicure and then not
Schwartz is making
texting
a good
back.
point.
I was like, ooh,
He's like, I gotta keep these nails fresh, man. When
uh,
Schwartz is calling you out and actually making sense, that's when you have to like straight to Cedars,
yeah.
straight to the airport.
To Schwartz, like when Schwartz actually decides to stand up for himself and be a man, it is, I pay attention.
Lisa
And I
went,
hope he does more of that.
Lisa went, Schwartzy, why don't you stay after Sandoval leaves?
The best way to get over a dead horse is to get under another one.
And I'm not talking about Ken.
No, I'm talking about you, you lazy lover. Flop on me like a fish. Make me forget about the death
Rose.
in my bed. Yeah, and then she takes to a bed where a horse has died.
Ew, I bet like they yelled at each other on their drive home.
Yeah, I think Schwartz is just like used to probably being domed by Sandoval and everyone in his life. Because it's like he's comfortable being submissive, but he really doesn't want to be that submissive anymore. So I hope to see more of this relationship dynamic.
Me too.
I have a theory that Maya, Ariana and Tom's dog, has seen things and knows things.
I agree with you.
Her body language and the way she's like looking around, she knows exactly what this man has been up to.
She knows there's an outside presence in the house. They have like
I
a
just
really
know it. She knows.
they have kind of a painful combo about her eggs that have been frozen and
She wants to get them fertilized by Tom and make embryos, which he didn't end up doing that, right?
I hope not.
If she dodged that bullet and he didn't end up doing it, that was truly a life saving, like a
Yeah.
game changing blessing because she would have had to just trash those. Like they would be unusable, and then
I
she'd have to
know.
go through the entire egg harvesting process again.
It's got a lot of eggs.
I know. But you have to like put your body through hell to harvest. It made me start thinking about harvesting.
Do it.
Maybe it's time.
This is the curse lifted.
I know. Maya literally at one point, like they're talking and she gets up and like goes and stands and is like looking at the door. And I was like, she's literally she's like, is Raquel coming over?
Yeah,
Like
is that bitch coming
I
over
was like,
again?
this dog really understands and knows what the fuck is up.
Sandoval's also like you can see him planting the seeds of like this isn't a good relationship. He's doing it in front
Hmm.
of the cameras. He's like, you don't ever listen to me, or like you always are like so hard on. And Ariana's kind of like, why are you doing this right now?
And she's like, we're allowed to disagree or have different perspectives. Like,
He doesn't want that though. He wants someone that will just agree with everything he says.
yeah, I think he just wants like, I mean,
Raquel.
it's clear that their relationship isn't working. And I just sense from her attitude towards him, like, it's like she is irritated at him because he just doesn't get it. He's like disengaged in the relationship and like not necessarily attuned to her needs. And that irritates her. So she lashes out at him, like when he picked her up when Charlotte was in the hospital. And he's like, we go straight to the bed. And she's like, yes, Tom, we're going straight. It's like, I
What do you
know that
think?
vibe,
Yeah,
but what he's doing here and like what he looks like he's continuing to doing and continuing to do in next week's episode is like makes me sick.
yeah, he's
You're a
he's putting on a
sicko.
performance.
Again, just pull the plug. You would have done
No,
yourself such a favor if you
you
had broken
can't.
up and then you could have like gotten with Raquel post breakup. It would have been bad, but far more manageable
A
than your
hundred percent.
deceit.
Lala's having a little soiree for her birthday at the Classic Cat, which I was like, where the fuck are these places?
I have no idea.
I've never heard of that in my life.
Me neither.
I think it's like on the Sunset Strip, kind of, maybe.
Looked like it.
Maybe near Hotel Ziggy. And the only people not invited are Schwartz and Raquel and Charli.
I love that. I think she should have invited Charli though.
Me too.
I need more Charli.
Charli had her back.
Um, well, first Lisa, Garcelle, and Oliver get
Oh,
together for
right.
dinner and they kind of talk about like Oliver's relationship with his baby mama. And I'm like, I'm not mad at the inclusion of Oliver. I think that he would be a really good addition to the cast, or we need more of him. And maybe he's our entree into like Vanderpump Vegas rules or something. I think
Or
that
here.
I think that we'll see more of Oliver in the future.
He's hot and he's messy.
He's hot. He's going out on his ex and not being honest. And really, that's all it takes to excel on Vanderpump Rules.
Garcelle looks younger than everyone on this cast. She's
I'm,
like maybe the most beautiful woman
yeah. And they
ever.
talk about meeting people and feeling like they're the one. And she's like, I mean, what was it like when you met Ken? Like, what did you feel anything? And Lisa goes, I felt something. I leaned over the bathtub and oh, there I felt something. I was like, I crave a mini series of their love story.
His big old uncut British dick
His hog, like them in the
in a bath.
70s in like the south of France, building an empire of nightclubs and eateries and suing in London. And like I I want it all.
Me
I
too.
need them. I need that period piece. Rock goes over to Scheana and Brock go over to Rock's apartment and they force her to call Oliver's wife.
Oh yeah. So the ex-wife posted on social media that he's been cheating on her, that Oliver's been cheating on her.
Mm-hmm.
And Raquel's like, I really don't want to get in the middle of this.
And she goes, well, you need to talk to her. You need to find out. Call her right now. You should call her. You know she'll answer. I was like,
Okay.
damn, Scheana's on the beat again. She never misses.
She goes, "Hi, it's Raquel."
And she has a one-sided conversation
Yeah, we don't hear
with
her.
this lady.
She probably was like, I don't consent.
I don't want to be in this show. Yeah. And then Raquel goes, she gets off the phone. She goes, wow. I was like, you love this. You
You love
love this.
this.
And then my favorite part of the whole thing, she's like, gets the whole scoop and she goes, I'm going to confront him about it tonight. And I was like, bitch, how about you don't go on a date with this man?
I
How about
know.
that?
Well, she has to do something because she's not invited to the party, so she needs to feel wanted by
He needs to
someone.
film. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Lala has her birthday at truly a place that appeared out of nowhere.
Yeah, this is probably opened up during COVID or something because I've never.
I've
It was
never
like
known.
it's like a lounge, a
Never known such a
rouge.
thing. I kind of wanted to go there though. I liked the interior, maybe.
The classic cat. Anything with a cat in it, I'm like, I'll stay away.
I know it's an feels like a LA thing to be like the
Hmm.
black cat, the cat in the
Black
hat,
cat, cat in the
the
hat.
classic cat of Sunset. You can't call something classic if it just opened.
Well, also while they're getting ready for the party, Allie reveals to James that the night of See You Next Tuesday, where Tom was glowing with Raquel, she spotted them at like 1 a.m. at the Abbey alone dancing together. So Allie was really the first whistleblower.
Hmm.
And she was like, I just think it's weird. Like if my boyfriend was dancing with my friend at 1 a.m. at a club, I'd be like, why are you doing that? And James is like, I don't think there's anything to it though.
Yeah, he's, I think, in the space of like, I've said far too much about
Yeah.
my feelings, and now I'm going to reel it back because Allie is going to be on to me that I'm still really obsessed with Raquel.
Love Allie though. She really
I know she came to work.
um so the cast
Um,
assembles,
Katie and Satchel
arrive.
ride in, and I literally internally I go, he has arrived.
He has arrived. He like is very silent.
This is a good, you don't want to make too much of a splash right out the gates. You need to
No.
like establish yourself as like a trustworthy-ish citizen. And he
Him and
seems
Ariana
sweet.
arrive they're you can tell it's like weird. He's like, God, this weather. It's weird for LA. I'm like, you're a cheater.
Yeah, you just got done fucking Raquel.
Yeah.
Oof. Speaking of which, Raquel strolls into her date with Oliver and sits down and really gives him a little talking to about
Yeah.
deceitfulness and lies and that it's not okay. I was like, oh my God, this is going to age like shit.
I think there was some kind of like projection going on of like I don't know. It was either just for the camera or something, but I this was sort of astonishing to me. She's like, I really can't be part of this. And Oliver's like, okay, well, you're right.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Also, she's like, so I really like don't appreciate it. It's like, bitch, you don't even like this person.
No, he's a pawn in your
You're
game.
sleeping with Tom Sandoval.
You're in a relationship.
Yeah. This felt very Hills to me,
It
where it's like,
did.
it's really like the going to like a nice restaurant, having like a real conversation, and like being like, I have to go talk to Lala. Is Lala there? And then like going into that restaurant and like having a nice conversation. I was like, you're Hillsing right now. I'm not mad at it, but it's definitely a different look and like feel than ever before.
But also just shows that Raquel is so desperate to be like in that group and like be liked by everyone. And she admits that. Like she has a real insecurity about like being friends and like people liking her and like she cares about what they think. So she goes, she texts Scheana, and Sheena's of course is like, yeah, come through.
Aren't you on a date though?
No, I left.
I must talk to Lala now.
And when Scheana comes out to see her on the street, she's like, he didn't even stand up for me when I left.
She goes,
Is she in there? I need to speak with Lala.
she goes in and Lala is like, hey, mistress. Hey, mistress. And then
Obsessed.
Raquel keeps going, would you like to chat in the front with me? Let us go in the front. In the front, we will chat. How about you come to the front? And then
And
they
Lala's like, all right, seven
go out
times
to
the
the
charm.
street. Yeah.
And while
Lala
they're
decides to
talking,
show this woman a shred of grace and go out to
and
the
while
front.
and while they're talking, Katie turns to Tom Sandoval and she's like, damn, Raquel's just everywhere these days, huh? Even with you dancing at the Abbey.
He goes like, yeah, I guess you seem to get a lot of joy out of it. And she goes, you get a lot of joy out of it too, dancing at the Abbey at 1 a.m. And I was like, ooh.
And he gets so mad.
Mm-hmm.
He goes, what the fuck? What are you even talking about?
He also hates Katie so much.
Yeah.
I'm scared of everything and everyone in this situation. I'm scared for Raquel because I do think her mental health is tenuous at best.
I'm not that scared for her. I was. Now I'm like, she's full of shit.
I pray that she finds the inner strength to bounce back because I do want a success story at the end of the day. I crave it.
I still blame Tom Sandoval more.
Definitely. So yeah, they have Lala and Raquel have like a really uncomfortable combo, and Lala says,
Trade me.
no, she says that you're definitely not a mistress. She says, you're not a mistress. Don't ever let anyone call you that. Give me a hug. Like, what?
I love you. Let me a hug. God, I love you.
I know. I was like, Lala, you're kind of crazy, but I'm obsessed with it.
It takes so little to win her back,
She's
which
I
shows that
forgive and
she's a
forget. It's
forgiving
fine.
person.
But I
Yeah.
also love that like now you have to leave. You can't stay here.
That was my favorite thing of the whole show is that she's like, okay, see you later. You
And
could tell
stroll
Raquel was
back
like,
in. But
um, all right. And she goes and waits in the bushes for Tom Sandoval.
she probably texted him like, oh God. I can't
I know.
maybe I'll watch that scene of the hot tub, but it also is just
Oh,
like,
I'll send you a.
yeah,
It's
send
really
it to me.
hard.
Send it to me.
Tom is
Send
like
it to me.
fully trade me,
Treat me.
send me.
Send me.
It's.
Oh,
I think
oh.
we have like maybe 2 episodes left of like normal season.
No, I think we
I thought it
have
was a shorter order this year.
it is, but it's not. I think there are more because I looked up the schedule and I put it into like some sort of document uh
Okay.
for ACAST.
Maybe
I'm
that's
at
just me.
work.
That's just me
That's
wishing
you
it to
wanting
be
it to
only.
be over.
I just need it to happen. Just fucking do it. Just pull the plug. I need to. I'm like, they're edging us in not a fun way. I can't. I've
Yeah,
been
I
trade
don't
me.
like having to wait, but I'm also like at this point I've just accepted. I think the reunion's like
Okay.
on May 17th. I feel like there are more episodes left.
Trade me.
Y'all,
As long as we keep getting teased and like marinated and saturated with this like sinister Raquel Tom vibes increasing, then I'm fine.
I think it will ramp up to levels that we can't even comprehend. Our eyes will
It's
bleed
being
and our
it's trade
eardrums
me.
will explode, and we will all enter a place of trade me.
Um well, guys? Should we do our cult
Well,
shout out?
what? Yes, thank you. I really dropped the ball on the cult shout out for the bonus episode.
It's fine.
Yes,
You're
if you guys
traveling.
are craving more Sex Unique podcast, you should sign up for the Patreon. It's a really good deal. $6 a month, you get weekly bonus episodes. $10 a month, you get video episodes and bonus episodes that are videos.
Amazing.
$50 a month, you have officially entered the cult
Cult
and you
status.
are a cult member and you get shout outs at the end of each episode personally. And now is the moment that I'm about
Of
to
truth.
shout out the cult members who are active at this moment. Mary Lindsay,
Mary Lindsay.
Rochelle Martino,
Rochelle Martino.
Hillary Morrow,
Hillary
Nick
Morrow.
Sideris,
Nick Sideris.
Emily Fallon, Kim
Emily
Lucas,
Fallon. Kim Lucas.
and Jeffrey Prata.
Jeffrey
We don't know
Prada.
Jeffrey's last name, but it
Prada.
seems like that from his email.
Love you guys.
Love you guys. Thank you so much for your support of the pod. And guys, there's
Have fun
just
in
so much good
Kansas.
content. I can't stress enough like what a good deal the Patreon is. I don't say it that often, but it truly there's over 200 bonus episodes. Like this Patreon has been active since 2017. There are bonus episodes dating that were released weekly all the way back to that era. There's
6 years.
6 years worth of bonus episodes. There's recaps of seasons 1 and 2 of Vanderpump Rules featuring a variety of major guests.
Long story short, it just keeps us going.
It really does. And it is
helps.
the main reason that the pod happens week to week. And it's a listener supported endeavor. So that just means
We're in this
it's
together.
really good because people are obsessed with it and they want to pay for it to happen. So, fuck off. And with that, we bid you
Trade me.
farewell.
Have fun in Kansas, Dole.
Thanks, babe.